Hey clowns, welcome to Crimenelia Street. I'm Sam.
And I'm Tori.
And we are gathered here today on this lovely Saturday. Here, thriving, trying.
Surviving, for sure.
Surviving, yes. Yeah. It's been a little bit, I think, since we recorded as well. So this is like...
Yeah, it's like all new to me. I feel like, have I ever done this before?
Who are we? What do we do?
How's your day been? How's your week been? How's your 3 weeks been?
Oh, it's been pretty good. We're slowly packing up our house to move across the country. As you know, that is always a good time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So fun, so fun. I'm so excited, though, that you're coming this way. So... for the listeners, Sam and I will be in the same state right now. We are about 3,000-ish, give or take a few miles away, and we don't have the ability to record in person. We also don't know how, but when Sam makes her way this way, maybe we can figure that out.
Absolutely. I am looking forward to that. That will be a blast. But just kind of taking it easy, and tomorrow's Mother's Day. Just looking forward to spending some time like I do all the time, but some additional time with the kiddos.
Some focused time.
Right, focused time. But how have you been? What have you been up to?
Good. I had a tournament today, disc golf tournament, so that was fun. Felt like I played bad, but I still tied for second, so I'll take that.
Hell yeah, girl!
And then tomorrow, Mother's Day, my mom's getting back from being out of town, so she just wants to relax, which is fine. But I am gonna go to brunch with Dustin, so that'll be nice.
Oh, fun! Yeah. That's so cool! Aww.
Yeah. Time for the sad things.
Okay. Let's
now
do
this
it.
one might... Okay, so you can pull up photo 1.
Okay.
It is labeled Andrew, age 14.
Okay. Aw.
I know. He's such a little cutie, isn't he?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so this is Andrew Gosden. He lived in the UK. He went missing when he was 14 years old, and he's 14 years old in that photo. So that's what he looked like when he went missing. And he went missing September 14th, 2007. He was born July 10th, 1993, so he's pretty close to us in age. He was born in Doncaster, which is in South Yorkshire. I will tell you, man, when I was doing this case, it's like there's 3 city names for some of these places. It's Doncaster in South Yorkshire in the UK, and I'm like, what is this?
Right.
I don't, because we have city, state, country.
Right.
Yeah. I just don't understand how it works there.
I know. Well, it's like watching the Love Island UK, and when you look at where they're all from, it's such a small area, and they're like, oh, Leeds is 20 minutes from that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, so you're kind of close. Yeah. It's like, you're more than kind of close. You're, right next door. Why would it be an issue to, see each other? I don't know.
Right. No, it's so funny, too, how the accents are so different. There's, 4 different accents in London.
Right. Exactly.
Depending which, little borough you're in. That's crazy. It's kind of like New York, though. I think New York's kind of like that, too.
Yeah.
It's so sidetracked so easily. Andrew's parents were Kevin and Gwyneth Gosden, and he had a sister named Charlotte, and the siblings were known to the family as Charlie and Rue, which is just so cute.
Yeah, that is really cute. Rue, oh my god.
I love that.
Yeah.
So cute. Rue was a bit of a math genius. He had been to a couple national math competitions, and he had won some awards too at the competitions. He had 100% attendance in school, which is impressive, and he was proud of that attendance record as well, which is go for you.
Right, that's awesome.
Good for you.
Good for you. Yeah.
That's awesome at that age, though, to care about that. I was not
concerned. Right.
No.
No, that is really cool.
He was pretty good too, if he left the house at all, he would usually leave a note for his parents, even if he was just going around the corner. He was into heavy metal music, and for some reason it seems like him being into heavy metal seems to like get a lot of attention. It's just one of those things, like facts that like in hindsight people kind of blow up and like make into a big thing. But he was into it like a lot of kids his age are into it. It's not like he was obsessed with it or anything like that. He also enjoyed playing video games. He was a Cub Scout, and then a few months before his disappearance, he decided he didn't want to be a Cub Scout anymore, which I feel like it's kind of that age where it's like you either like keep doing it and you go to Eagle Scout, or like you're done with it at that age. I feel like.
For sure.
I think my brother quit around that age as well, and he was like really into it when he was younger. He wasn't super social. He had some mobile phones throughout his life, but he would usually lose them or just like didn't have much interest in them. After the last one that he lost, his parents offered to replace it, and he said that no, he'd rather have an Xbox, which fair.
Right, understandable.
He did have a small circle of friends, but he didn't have a ton of friends. He just wasn't like super interested in having like being social. He liked playing his video games and being at home. He had no signs of depression or bullying. There was a couple interesting things about his appearance. He has a double ridged left ear, which you can see if you pull up the photo that says poster. You can see it in the top right hand side.
Huh.
And it's actually like a super rare thing to have that. If you just Google double ridged ear, like the photo of his ear comes up first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's not a very common thing to have. So it's something that like if someone ran into him, it's a distinguishing characteristic of him. He's also deaf in his left ear, so like sometimes when people are talking to him, he'll kind of like turn his head because he's not, or if like someone calls him from behind, like he's not sure exactly where it's coming from because he only can hear in the one ear, so he'll turn, which is another thing that I guess is just kind of unique to him. He wears super strong prescription lenses, and he would use a lot of comedy quotes, so he was into comedy, which is just cool. And he was 5'3", which I guess one of the sources I got this information from said that was small for his age.
I'm 5'2", so I'm like...
I'm 4'11", so never got there myself.
One of these days.
Yeah. Still waiting. Think I'm only going down from here, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so the day of September 14th, 2007, Andrew woke up late, and he was a little grumpy, which his mom said was pretty uncharacteristic for him. He usually would wake up on time and was in a good mood. A family friend saw him walking across the park to his bus stop. Instead of going to school, which, again, he had a 100% attendance record, he didn't go to school. He just sat on the bench and waited, which... There's different reasons that people make up for like why he sat there and waited. Maybe he was waiting for his parents to leave the house. Maybe he just wanted to hang out there for a little bit. Who knows? But he sat on the bench there and waited for a little bit. Then he walked to a garage, which I think is like, what is the word? Like a convenience store, like a gas station or something like that, or a CVS or something like that. And he went to the cash machine and withdrew 200 pounds from his account. He only had 214 in his account, so he didn't like empty his account, but ATMs won't let you usually withdraw an exact amount, so that may have been why he only got the 200. Once his parents left for work, he did return home at 8:30 a.m. He changed out of his school uniform, and when he would come home from school, his routine was that he would put the uniform in the wash and he would hang his blazer on the back of a chair, which again, great kid.
I'm like, how do we instill these values, I guess? Like, what?
Kevin, Gwyneth.
Right.
But yeah, so when he got home at 8:30 that morning, he did the same thing. He put his uniform in the wash. He hung his blazer on the chair, like he did every day. And then he changed into his favorite shirt, which is a Slipknot t-shirt, and some dark jeans. He took a bag with him that had a bunch of different patches on it, like bands and whatnot, and he left and never returned home. With him, he brought his wallet, keys, and PSP, although he did not bring the charger for the PSP. His parents later reported that he did not bring any additional clothes with him, and he also did not take a coat or jacket. And one of the more interesting bits is that he ended up leaving his birthday money at home. He had £100 in cash. So it's strange that he went and took out the £200 and then left the £100. The school recognized that he wasn't in attendance, and they had a policy where they would call the parents to let the parents know. Unfortunately, they called like the parents just above or below Andrew on the list on accident instead of Andrew's parents, so the wrong parents got the message. That's one of those details that it's just like, if that call had gotten to his parents, like, would things be different? So Andrew's parents came home from work. They saw Andrew's blazer on the back of the chair, so they assumed he's up in his room. He had come home from school, he's up in his room. They didn't think much of it. It wasn't until dinner, they had a family friend over for dinner, and Andrew's mom asked Charlie to call for Drew to come down for dinner, and they realized that he was missing. So the parents first called his friends, and then his friends told his parents that he wasn't in school that day. So that's the first they're finding out that he wasn't in school. They immediately called the police and reported him missing. The family walked the path to his bus stop and couldn't find anything, and then they went and printed out missing posters. This is on day one, and were handing them out everywhere, and families and friends searched until dark, but unfortunately couldn't find any leads or Andrew. So the following Tuesday, which was 3 days later, a woman who worked at the railway station told police that she sold the ticket for him to go to King's Cross Station in London. She remembered Andrew because she thought he was a bit young to be going to London alone, and he looked even younger for his age, people say. Again, I have no reference of that. Like, I guess I just don't know how big or little kids are supposed to be at certain ages, or like, I can't look at them and say, I can look and say teenager.
Right.
I can't look and say 15 or 12.
I mean, even from that picture of him age 14, I mean, he definitely looks, I would say he has a bit of a baby face. I'm sure the glasses and the strong prescription kind of amplifies that a little bit. And yeah, if you're a bit on the shorter side, I mean, I feel like he looks like 9 or 10 in that photo.
Oh, wow.
Maybe
okay.
10 or 11. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
10, 11.
One of the sources I was using said that he looked maybe 12, so that's pretty close to what you were saying. Oh, she asked him, the attendant at the railway station, which is like, that's hard for me to say because I say train station.
Right.
But I think they call them railways there. But the lady at the railway station asked him if he wanted a round trip to London and then back from London. And she told him it would be a little bit more to do that, and he said no, he didn't want the round trip ticket. He must have walked from his home in Doncaster to the railroad station, which is about a 20-minute walk. A woman came forward about a month later after his disappearance who recalled him being on the train, playing his PSP around 9:35 a.m., which is when the train left from Doncaster to London. 27 days later, from when he went missing, investigators were able to find 3 frames of Andrew at King's Cross Station at 11:20 a.m., which is when the train arrived from Doncaster. And he was heading towards the exit of King's Cross Station, and you can see him in the photo, which is one of the frames. It says Andrew at King's Cross.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's Andrew. Like, it's a very clear photo. And then they were even able to zoom in, and they identified him by the double-ridged right ear as well when they enhanced the photo. So it's no doubt about it, that's definitely him. The CCTV in London had an automatic 30-day override. So after 30 days, it would be erased. It was 27 days after his disappearance that they found out about him being in King's Cross. So I'm not sure, like, how much police were able to review in those 3 days, or if they were able to, like, stop the footage from being deleted and were able to review it, or if they weren't able to get to it. I'm not sure, but they were never able to find Andrew on any more CCTV in London, which is kind of surprising.
Right, because that's everywhere there.
Yeah. And it was 2007, so it's not like it was as advanced as now, but still 2007.
Mm-hmm.
You would think there would be more, you'd be able to see more of him, so...
Did it catch, like, the direction at all that he was going in, or was that just the very last frame, or, like, viewpoint you could see him?
I mean, you can kind of see him walking to his left out of the door, but he could have been walking, maybe someone was walking towards him and he was walking a little to the left. It looked to me like he was going a little to the left, but yeah, that's the last anyone ever saw of him, was on those 3 frames. Initial police investigations and searches in London were focused on areas where Andrew had family, so he did have some family in London, but those were to no avail. He wasn't with his family, he hadn't contacted his family. Some people say it looked like Andrew was headed to where you would get a taxi out of King's Cross Station, but again, there's 1,000 reasons why you could think he's walking slightly to the left out of King's Cross. Police were able to look into his internet history, so he didn't have a computer. He didn't even have an email. Again, he wasn't super interested in... When offered a cell phone, he said, no, I'll just take an Xbox. Like, he just wasn't super interested in being social. But police they searched the computers at school. They searched his sister's computer, which he had access to and would use sometimes. And there was no communications between him and other people on it. They also were able to search his PSP. And the way that PSP connects to the internet, PlayStation would have record that he did connect to the internet, and his PSP had never been connected to the internet, so he wasn't talking with people on the PSP. They also found out he didn't have an Xbox Live account, so I guess that means as well that he wasn't, like, there was no way for him to be chatting with people on Xbox. Now, I do wonder, I know some games, like, there's, like, voice communication in some games, and I don't think there, even to this day, I don't think there's a lot of record of that. So
yeah,
but I don't know if you would have to have I don't have an Xbox. I've never had an Xbox, so I don't know if you would have to have, like, an Xbox Live account to play those kinds of games or not.
You
like
would.
Fortnite,
right? I
don't
think
know.
that you would have to.
I don't know, especially in 2007, because, like, even now, I don't know if you have to have a PlayStation account to play Fortnite. You do, I think now you do have to have a PlayStation account to have a PlayStation.
Right,
but I don't think in 2007 you had to. And if you just bought the Halo game back then, like, they have voice communications on there, you know?
Oh, that's so true, yeah.
So that's the only thing I can think of where maybe he was communicating with people. But then you would think there'd be record of him, like, because if you're going to continuously communicate with the same person, you would have to, like, friend them. Otherwise, it's just, like, random connections all the time. You're not going to get the same people. I feel like police are smart with that kind of stuff. And I feel like they would have known. That's pretty much all we have. So he went missing in 2007. We don't have any more information than that, pretty much. He went to London for a day. It's like he had a perfect attendance record at school. And then just one day goes to London. He definitely went to London by himself. There was no one, like, following him or with him in the freeze frames. The woman saw him on the train. He was by himself playing his PSP. In 2009, his family released an age-progressed photo of Andrew. November 2009, Kevin, Andrew's dad, appealed to the gay community in London to help find his son. And his parents were thinking maybe he was struggling with his sexuality at the time and found it a little too awkward to talk to them about it. And maybe that's why he went to London, because Doncaster's, like, I guess, like, small town vibes. And in London, there's just people of all diversities. You know, it's like New York. So maybe that's a reason they're thinking that he went to London. His parents do say that they're super open and accepting. If he's not heterosexual, that's just their kid and they love him. But they could see him like feeling awkward to talk with him about it. May 2011, his family paid to have the River Thames searched. It was sonar searched, and oddly enough, a body was located, but it was found not to be Andrew's. I don't know whose it ended up being or if they were able to ID it, but it definitely wasn't Andrew. In December of 2021, South Yorkshire police announced that the detective in charge of Andrew's case had arrested 2 men. One man was 38 years old and the other one was 45. They were arrested on suspicion of kidnapping and human trafficking, and one of the men was also arrested on suspicion of child pornography. Both men were released under investigations while inquiries continued. Several of their devices were searched, and these were the first arrests to ever be made in connection with Andrew's case. These men ended up being cleared of having any involvement with Andrew in 2023. I will say it's really great to see that they're still actively searching for someone for him. Like, the police have done everything right, it seems like, in this, which we don't get to say often. Some things of note is that, again, Andrew had that 100 pounds that he had in his room, and just interesting that he didn't take that with him, but then he did withdraw cash from the ATM. To me, it makes it seem like he was gonna buy something that was over $100 and under $200, because why would you don't need to take the $100 with you if you knew you already had the 200, but he had to get the 200, so the 100 wasn't enough. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Right. It's just, it does. Yeah. And I'm thinking, like, was there some kind of, like, concert or something that he was wanting to go see?
That's a theory. So we'll get there.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. That is one of the, like, main theories. So parents say that they definitely didn't see any signs of bullying. That's a lot of people think right away maybe he was being bullied. They may not know, but from their perspective, there was no bullying. Okay, so in November 2008, a man went to a police station saying that he has information about Andrew. I've heard a couple different reports on, like, versions of this story, but whoever the man initially spoke to said, "We're not open right now, come back when we are open," is the first version of this story, and he never came back. And then the other version was that, like, it was an unmanned desk because it was, like, off hours, so it was someone on an intercom who said, just wait right there and we'll send someone to speak to you, and by the time the officer got there to speak to him, they were gone. Police made a public appeal for this man to get back in touch with them. Someone claiming to be that man wrote anonymously to the BBC after Andrew's case was featured on a talk show in the UK, and he gave possible details of a possible sighting of Andrew in Shrewsbury in November. That it hasn't been confirmed that is the same man, though, so it's like maybe he thought he saw Andrew and that's why he went to the police station, but it's, like, weird to, like, leave then.
Right. Like,
like, why would you leave?
You made all the effort to get there, and
right. Almost seems like if you left, there was, like, more of a reason for,
like you
maybe
panicked or something.
Right. So yeah, that is just, like, another frustrating detail for sure. Okay, so right across from King's Cross Station is St. Pancras International Station, where you can pretty much get to anywhere in Europe from. But Andrew didn't bring his passport, so it's very unlikely that he would have left the country. So, theories. One theory is that he went to see concerts, or there's a couple concerts that were playing in London that day that were, like, kind of in his genres. One was 30 Seconds to Mars, which isn't, like, super in his genre. It's not really, like, metal. And then the other one is a band called Sixth, which is SIK, I think capital TH. And it's a band called mathcore, or it's a band in a genre called mathcore. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, like math rock and stuff. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, math rock it's really, I don't want to say it's like strictly emo kind of, but it's really more so like the guitars in particular. It's just like very complex, like harmonies. Yeah, complex guitar playing. I feel like the beats and the time signatures are always kind of unique. So it just sounds like when you hear it, it like tickles your brain in a certain way. You're like, ooh, okay. So yeah, anyway.
Because I hadn't heard of it, and I had to do a little research. But yeah, it pretty much came out to be exactly what you just said. Just like unique time signatures and just like kind of complex stuff. And I'm sure it, like you said, it sounds cool because we're used to hearing everything in like the same time signatures and the same keys. And yeah, I could imagine that being pretty cool. And it seems kind of right up Andrew's alley as well, as far as he's super into math and metal, and now we have math and metal in the same
Right.
thing. So that was in Wofford in Hertfordshire, and just like gold stars to me for saying that.
Yes.
So I guess this was like potentially their final show too. So it wasn't just like an ordinary show, like it was a big deal for this band. It would have been a 20-minute walk from King's Cross, so right there. Tickets would have been affordable, less than £20. And the thing is though, so if he were going for that, usually to get into a venue you have to be a certain age. So that venue's specific rules was that he had to be, anyone 8 to 14 years old had to be accompanied by an adult. And that's like if the band themselves didn't have specific rules too. A lot of times the band themselves say you have to be 21 or older to get in. Most concerts were 18 or over, or 14 to 18 with an adult. So it is like, was he meeting someone to go to that show with? Maybe someone he had met on a video game who said they're also into that band. I don't know. Or was he going to go by himself? He wasn't super social. So maybe it was something he thought maybe he would just get to London and then figure it out. The weird thing is, too, that the show starts pretty late. So, like, why go so early?
When you have nothing to do, nowhere to go. And
Right,
you're just
like,
a
it's
kid.
not like their parents were going to get home. Like, it sounds like they usually didn't get home till he was home from school. So after he was home from school. So he could have even
And
gone
it's
to
like,
school.
Right. And I wonder, like, I mean, it sounds like the parents are pretty accepting. But did they not like this kind of music? Or would that be why he just wasn't like, hey, Mom, take me to...
It didn't sound like it.
Yeah.
I mean, he had all the band shirts and stuff, so you'd think they were somewhat accepting. But no, that's a good point. Another theory is maybe he met a predator online, which obviously I think that's what everyone's mind goes to. And this could tie into the concert theory too. You know, maybe he was going to he was supposed to be meeting this person and go to the concert. But again, there was no evidence of it. Police checked all his possible communication routes. Maybe he went to London for his own reasons and then ran into someone who just had bad intentions, you know, saw a young vulnerable kid and was just like a crime of opportunity. Another theory, this kind of ties into the like struggling with his sexual orientation, but like maybe he went to London just to find out about something that he couldn't in his town, as far as like the different diversity groups. Obviously there's maybe he wanted to start a new life theory, which just seems like he would have eventually come back home, you know, as a 14-year-old. Like maybe you go out for a couple days, but like especially, and why wouldn't you bring the other 100 pounds if that's what you're doing?
And no clothes, like,
And
it
not
seems
your
like a
PSP
day trip.
charger.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a gamer, and I don't go anywhere overnight without my Switch and my Switch charger.
Right.
I
It's
usually
just
don't even break it out, but I bring it.
Right. Just in case.
Right.
But yeah, not bringing the charger is, I don't know. That's
That
huge.
says a lot to me. His favorite show was The Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin. Have you ever heard of it?
I haven't.
Me neither. The main character in it fakes his own death and then goes off to start a new life. So his dad thought maybe he wanted to start a new life because of that, and then, you know, went to London and then maybe ran into someone with bad intentions getting there. Like, he thinks he probably would have come back, soon, but maybe he ran into someone. Oh, and then another theory I found on Reddit was that I guess some new PSP came out around that time, so maybe he went to London to buy the new PSP. And I guess it was around the amount of money that he pulled out too.
Right.
But I don't know if it was around the amount of, I don't think it was around the amount of money that he pulled out after he paid for the train ticket. So I think he would have needed more money with the train ticket included.
Right. And he had that £100 that he could
At
have,
home that he could have
so
brought.
it just kind of, gosh, I hate this.
I know.
It doesn't make any sense.
What do you think?
Gosh, I mean, I'm thinking it was like a day trip situation, obviously, and I do think he might have just met the wrong person. But it's just like, where do they go? There's no body, there's no anything. Like,
I know.
I just can't imagine that, like, I don't know. I was just going to say, like, they're bringing up, like, the sexuality thing. So was there other, like, little hints that he may be struggling with something like that as well? Or is that just, like, a theory that they're just kind of, like, throwing out there? Like, maybe there were some things that happened, which in case I would say definitely some kind of, like, meet-up situation. I don't know. Yeah.
I think I land on your first theory, too, that for some reason he went for the day, and I can't even boggle my mind as to why, because again, he was so proud of his 100% attendance record, and it just seems so out of character for him. But for some reason he went and then ran into the wrong person, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Who
sad.
knows? I hope he's still
Right. Hopefully he
there.
is, and exactly. And I guess, like, being at that age, you're going through lots of changes, and
right.
sometimes life feels so freaking weird. So maybe it isn't totally, like, crazy that he was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm skipping school.
Right.
I can see that. It just sucks.
Yeah, because it's hard to say something's out of character for someone at that age, because you're going through so much, and just like you said, so many changes, and maybe that's the day that your personality starts changing a little. So yeah. His parents do have a website for him, which is one of my sources. The website is helpustofindandrew.weebly.com, and they have the age progressed photos on there. We'll put them on our Instagram too. They have photos of his double ridged ear as well, so yeah, definitely check that out. And they also have a message on there that I want to read for Andrew, and it says, "Dear Andrew, we have all missed you so much since the day you left. Not a day goes by that you're not in our minds constantly. You were always so witty, polite, caring, and intelligent that we desperately miss your company. The same is true of all your friends and the thousands of people who have prayed for you and helped us search for you. If you should ever read this, forget about any water under the bridge, and please have no fear about making contact with us. We do not care where you have been or what lifestyle you have chose for yourself. We only want to know that you are safe and well, and to help and support you if we can. We remain as proud of you as we always have been and love you deeply. All our love, Dad, Mom, and Charlie."
Oh, like, my God. Right.
I know.
Ooh.
I almost started crying, but I didn't.
That is so sad. I cannot imagine that pain. Oh my God.
Yeah, we won't. We just won't.
Right, we won't.
Nope.
We don't need to, but we will help spread that awareness for sure.
Yeah, that's why I
Just
wanted
in
to cover
case.
this case. Yeah, because I hadn't heard of it, and I just felt like it couldn't hurt to be one more voice out there for Andrew.
sure.
So it feels like some happy stuff is in order. Or
Right. We can definitely, we can do that.
I don't know if it's that we still don't have Rep TV, so I don't know how happy it can get.
I know, right? We're waiting. Were you going to bring up the text in the Band of Clowns?
Yes, I was going to say that.
Right. Okay, so it says, "I'm so hungry I could eat Reputation TV." I am so hungry I could eat Reputation, Taylor's version, actually.
Yeah, so fast. If she released it, like, I have plans tomorrow, I will drop them. I will stay up all night long, and I will listen. I will eat
Absolutely. Gobble it up. If we're going to be getting 2 re-records this year and follow the pattern, then it needs to happen soon, because to speak now, the release date was it July the 7th? Was it 7/7? And she announced it at some point.
She did. She definitely did. I am sure of that.
Absolutely. We can confidently say, yep, it was July the 7th, 2023. Okay. And then we had 1989.
And we keep seeing, like, I don't know if you do, I say we, but, like, I keep seeing all these posts that say, like, it has been this many days since the last announcement, and she hasn't gone this long without an announcement. Are we gonna get both at the same time?
It's kind of...
We're in May.
Right.
And the copyrights only go till, I think, August.
Right,
but she can reapply for them. The trademarks, not the copyright. Trademark.
Yeah, one of the...
Yeah.
But is, like, she trying to give Reputation vibes? Because, remember, beforehand, she had, like, blacked out her Instagram and her social media, and then it was just, like, one post, and then it was, like, it was dropped after that. Or it was dropped with one post or something.
Right. That's
of
what
the
people are
sort.
saying, that she's, like, gone, or I've seen that on a couple of videos, that she's, like, gone dark to, like, replicate the Reputation, like,
I was just
era.
gonna say, if Blake screws this up for us,
dude,
with her shit, I'm angry, because I feel like this is not a part of the plan.
This was not coordinated. So we didn't even go over our names today.
No, but your name brought it out. I was like, okay. Well, where do we start? The subpoenaed dragon. That is Tori's name today, subpoenaed dragon, because Taylor has officially been subpoenaed, right? Like, do we have that confirmed? I feel like I saw that. Yeah.
No, she has been, yeah. And then Travis unfollowed Ryan.
Whoa. It's funny because I still, like, I get the big deal with, like, unfollowing people. I get it, but it does seem so, like, MySpace top 8 to me kind of vibes, like high school.
For sure.
But I guess it does, if you want to make a statement, you're going to do it like that.
Volumes.
It does. It's, like, some huge deal, I guess. But, like, remember the great unfollowing of Joe Alwyn? Like, when literally, like, everyone in her little circle after that one dinner or whatever that they were. So it's all, like, a very, like, calculated, like, way to... I not even in, like, a bad way. It's just, like, a way to make a statement without having to say anything, you know? So,
for sure.
Yeah, like, imagine I just being referred to as someone's, like, dragon like that is so... just, like, disrespectful, and it's not nice. It
feels icky because, like, she controlled the dragon, so it's, like, almost like implying some kind of, like, orchestrated part from Blake. Like Blake's like the puppet master of them or something, like it. And when that was said behind your back and you find out, like, in court documents that was said, it has to feel bad. It has to feel not
like
great.
Right. Like, even if you are still on good terms, that would be something that I feel like I would just bring up and, I don't know, just be like, I'm not your, like, bitch.
No. Yeah, it would be
I'm
like,
not your
I was,
dragon
like,
bitch.
literally helping you from the kindness of my heart, and, like, then you go and tell people this?
Right.
Like, I was helping you because I thought we were friends, but, like, you're, like, trying to leverage my hard work and my place of, like,
power.
Good standing. Power, yeah, in a way that, like, I wouldn't be okay with.
Right. And, like, the way Justin responded in the text is very much like, I feel like he's saying, like, that's a little crazy, but, like, I didn't need Taylor or Ryan or... Exactly. Yeah, I can't remember the exact thing, but he's kind of just like, I didn't need, you know, Taylor or Ryan's input to tell you that you're a great writer. Like, he's still trying to, like, appease her in this moment because she's, like, literally threatening him.
Yeah.
In the text before.
Oh, and other true crime updates, I guess, the Madeleine McCann case, they had that big update on recently. I forget the guy's name, but yeah, they like went and I guess they searched his bunker back in like 2016, and this bunker had like children's toys and whatnot in it, and they got these USB drives out of it. And I don't know if they just like recently searched it or why, but yeah, they recently had an announcement, I think it was May 7th, that they do believe her to be deceased, unfortunately, and that, yeah, they think it was this guy who's already in prison for sexual assault, it sounds like. So,
oh my God.
And it sounded like he was running in like a ring of like a bunch of people involved in the same like things too. So it's just gross. You and I were talking about it a little bit on the side, but just gross how many of those monsters are out there.
Yep, and like the conversations that they got from the drives and all that is just like, wow, I hate it.
Yeah. And it's like you brought up too, I hadn't even thought about it, how like the family has been being accused, the parents, and like it's got to be some relief to have like some closure, and like also for people to kind of lay off with that stuff. Also the worst too, because it's the worst outcome, you know, like it's just so terrible. So
yeah, terrible all around, but I guess just the silver lining is that guy is locked up and they have,
true,
you know, evidence for the other people he was involved with. But that actually, I guess
that's true.
This is also kind of sad. But I don't
we're
know.
so bad at staying on the happy stuff.
Whoops. It's just, you said it a few times. I think I've said it too, but whenever we're talking about how people react in situations like this that involve maybe like someone dying or going missing, and it's just like hard to know how you would, how I would, what is shock, what is them trying to hide something. But in Canada, actually in Nova Scotia, there's this big case going on right now about these two kids that have gone missing. And, you know, you see the interview of the mom. And once again, I'm not saying anything. She is just like very like stone face. She doesn't look, she's not teary or anything, but she's like, oh, we just want our kids back. Please bring our kids back. I guess it's like they had a baby and her and her boyfriend were kind of in their room in the bed and the kids were playing outside, and it looks like they live on like a property in like kind of like a trailer type of situation. So the kids were outside playing, and then all of a sudden they didn't hear the kids playing anymore, and then they couldn't find them. So you're like, oh my gosh, that's like freaking awful.
A nightmare.
And then you find out the kids weren't at school the whole week before, and it's like all these like kind of things are popping up, and like the stepdad is looking kind of suspicious. But once again, it's like you don't want to assume, because kids wander all. Actually, oh my gosh, just here about a week ago in this really small town called Prospect, on the way to Crater Lake, this little kid went missing, and people were saying the worst things about the mom. And because like it was like a 3-year-old boy, and he was only in like a diaper or whatever. They ended up, and he was missing with his dog too, his German Shepherd. And thankfully they found them, and like it's so cute because the dog clearly stuck with the boy and all that. It's just like, oh my god, this is the making of like a movie or something. But I'm just so glad the little boy was found. But people were saying the worst things about the parents and all that. They're like, how could you let your kid outside with that diaper? Blah, blah.
I know.
It's like they live on this like huge property. Of course, you know, sometimes the kids don't want to wear clothes. I don't know. Like it's not like it's freezing or super hot outside right now. Like,
right.
I don't know.
My kid was running around in his shirt and diaper for most of the day today.
Right. Like it's just...
And I've known people who their kids are usually just in a diaper.
Right. And
like,
I feel like
home,
that's...
I mean, not at home, but...
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
with that. And like, why is that like so bad? I don't know.
I can't... It's not... Yeah. It's like when no one's at my house, I am in my underwear a lot of the time.
Oh,
I prefer
absolutely.
It that way.
Exactly. I prefer just a diaper for me, so.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad they found him. There is that, did you see, too, some little boy, I think it was in, like, Ohio or something? That's not there. Maybe Wyoming? I don't know, but some boy went, like, 7 miles away. Was missing for a couple days. Ended up traveling, like, 7 miles, and someone's, like, farm dog found the boy.
Oh, my gosh.
And he was, like, 7 miles from where he went missing from. So, yeah, that's wild. But he's okay.
Yes.
Man. Taylor stuff, yeah. So she got subpoenaed, and yeah, I guess we'll see how that all shakes out and if it affects our release schedule.
I know. Please don't.
Blake.
Because that will be the final nail. Blake is, like, unfortunately intertwined into our Swiftie lore.
I know.
With the songs, man. I do wonder how their friendship will be after. Well, I mean, Travis followed Brian, so if the boys don't get together, like, or if they don't, like, get along.
And we know that Taylor has publicly not been being seen with Blake, but again, that could all be true. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you never really know. I am interested to see a couple years down the line, like, where they stand, for sure. Yeah. I think Taylor's still, like, following Blake, I would think. We would know.
Right. If that happens. Alert!
But I feel like she might just be doing it just to not cause the crazy drama of it all, you know?
Right, bring more attention to the whole thing. And also, what is she being told not to say from, or do from all the lawyers and everything? So maybe, like, Travis, by extension, is like, okay, I'll make a statement then.
Right. Or I can see, like, him saying, I'm going to unfollow him, and she's like, don't, like, people are going to...
Don't be crazy.
I know, yeah. And he's like, no,
I've had it, babe.
Okay, we're getting too deep in our parasocialism.
Right. I'm, like, imagining the whole scenario. Now it's real in my head.
That is the scenario I've imagined.
Like, he's like, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to unfollow him, babe. And she's like, no, don't do it. That's so crazy. No, you know what? I don't care what anyone thinks anymore.
That's it.
Okay. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my gosh.
And Sam today is best day ever. And I'm assuming that's because Mother's Day is coming up. And the best day, I'm having the best day with you today.
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
That's where my mind went. Yep.
It's super cute.
Thanks for gathering with us today at Crimenelia Street. You can follow us on Instagram at Crimenelia Street or on TikTok at Crimenelia ST Podcasts. And please feel free to send us an email at crimeneliast@gmail.com for any episode suggestions or comments. And we'll see you next time, clowns.
Bye, clowns.